What's up, y'all? Cut that out.
Text a message, I don't know the number. Flexing on these niggas, every bone and muscle. Steady taking shots, never hurting them. Even then, y'all don't worry nothing.
What's up, y'all? It is your boy Ryan. Welcome back to my channel. How you guys feeling? How you guys doing? I hope you are full of positivity. Leave the negativity at the start. Like, leave it somewhere else, on someone else's video, okay? Don't bring it over here. We don't want it, okay? I hope you guys are having an amazing morning, evening, or night. I hope you guys are doing lovely. I hope you guys are full of positivity. I hope you guys are being optimistic and focusing on the now, not the past, and not the future, okay? Today I come back to you guys. I know it's been a while since I had my backdrop and just me talking to y'all and I like vlogging and stuff like that. I'm so happy to be back. First of all, can we get a round of applause? Well, today I come to you guys to talk about mental health. It's something I'm very big about. It's something I talk about a lot on my channel and on Instagram and a little bit on Twitter. I'm trying to get more active on them, so y'all follow me. But yeah, I'm a big advocate of mental health, especially someone that's seen a lot and like how mental health can affect you, and someone who's also been through a lot with mental health, depression and anxiety and trauma to mental health, PTSD. So yeah, I came to you guys to talk about mental health. It's been heavy on my brain recently. I try not to let my mental health control my life anymore, especially my depression and my anxiety. But within the last week, it kind of just like hit me. Like it was just like one day I was just sitting and I was just like watching TV or scrolling on Instagram, and it just, you know, it was just that feeling, right? I think it was just with everything that's going on in the world right now, everything that's going on in the world in 2020, with the whole pandemic, losing so much, losing family members, and then with last week, especially with the presidential election causing so much anxiety. And then for me personally, I lost two creative people, both in the music industry. One was a dope person who like styled herself, and she was like very creative, which was like Dyke Brax, or some people know as just Brax. And King Von, he was just like an amazing artist. He's from Chicago, so like I just love Von, you know. He was just, his style was so different.
Frequency, frequently, free my city, free my seat. This my situation, give me freedom. Oh, be with me frequently.
God's message, I'm here, and it's all beyond me. Like my purpose is way far greater than me. So instead of me trying to focus on getting to this place or getting here, it's like I'm gonna get there. Wherever I'm supposed to get, I'm gonna get there regardless, because this is what God has placed me here to do. And I got that confirmation every day when I met all these people and they're telling me all these things. But in February, I might have took those compliments to my head, or I would have took them personally. But now it's like I already know, so now I'm hearing them and I'm like, oh my God, thank you God, like glory to God, because I realized that all of that, that's not me. That's not me at all. Like He chose me to do this. He put that. He gave me this pen game. Like He puts these bars in me. He lets me pour out these words, and He is my vocals. He is my this. He is my talent. He's my dance. Like He gave me all of this. It's out of my control. So like now I'm humble enough to know and realize that it's all God moving within me. Like He helps me get dressed every day. He helps me choose my hairstyles. He helps me do my makeup. Like He does everything. It's all beyond me. So now that I realize that, it's just way easier to move and function around. It's you know, it has nothing to do with me. I'm just here.
26-year-old Devon Bennett, also known as rapper King Von, shot and killed after a deadly fight erupted in front of Monaco Hookah Lounge.
Be mad, niggas don't like niggas be tweaking. It be all type of shit going on, and niggas don't know no other way to resolve. Niggas don't know how to talk to each other. Niggas don't know how to come to a table or talk to you know what I'm saying?
On some real
niggas
shit.
Just gonna fuck it, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Niggas ain't gonna talk about that. Nah, somebody kill somebody, everybody got family, somebody relate to him or somebody cool with him, you kill him. Now everybody that he was close with is trying to kill you. It's a never ending, or they gonna kill, let's kill somebody close to him.
Right. Hey, how does that end? How y'all stop that?
It don't stop until everybody, all the people that playing the game is gone, you see what I'm saying? It's the last man standing. It's either you gonna be in jail, you gonna die, or you getting lucky around this bitch.
I'm big twin, that's little twin.
Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing with Booker while he gone.
How I wish perfect was enough.
Fuck you talking about bitch ass nigga. Fuck y'all doing.
Stop playing, we ain't playing.
I'm young, fresh to death.
On top of them, and like I said, with the presidential election, just had me thinking just with the whole year about like life is just so fast and life changes constantly every day, and so much is going on within this world and so much is going on within my life. And like I said, it kind of brought me into a sad, quick little depression episode, but I got out of it because I'm strong, okay, and I'm powerful. But I'm going to start with telling y'all that mental health is a real thing. Yes, I know that is so shocking. Mental health is not a joke. I know some of you guys take it as a joke. I know some of y'all about to be tweeting on Twitter, oh my gosh, I have a depression episode. I just want to kill myself right now. LOL, save me. And then some of y'all go, me too, girl. I mean, people deal with those things on the daily, and I don't know why you think that it's funny. It's not a joke. Mental health is not mental health is and isn't a personality trait. You know, it's something that a lot of people carry on with them for the rest of their life, and it's going to carry on for the rest of their life. But it's not just, you know what I mean? Like, you don't let it describe you. You like, you know, you deal with it and you try to not deal with it at the same time. Like, you don't let it control you or take over your life. You try to focus on the positivity and the good things that you love to do. Anyway, I feel like mental health is anything that takes you out of you, especially emotionally. You know, like if you're typically a happy person and you're like, just become sad and down and worried, you know, it's just something that takes you out of you and make you not you. And sometimes mental health doesn't mean you're crazy. I know a lot of people look at mental health like, oh my God, I don't want to be diagnosed with that. Or they can't confront with their mental issues because they see it as being crazy. Mental health is not crazy. You know, it's not a weird thing. It's like, black people, we're here. You know, like, we're not just gonna poof, go away. It's the same thing with mental health. It's like, it's not just gonna go away. It's like, you can kind of control how it affects your life. So yeah, don't look at mental health as it being crazy. A lot of people look at it as mental health being crazy. Like, you have to pay attention, you know? Just because you can't sit still and focus on something, or you are always alone, or you start itching, or you start doing certain things, it doesn't mean that you're crazy. It just like means that you have something you have to battle with, or you just have something, I don't know, I don't really know how to put it, but it doesn't mean you're crazy. I've been called crazy. I've seen people call people crazy because they have mental issues and other things like that. And girl, that does not mean that you're crazy. Don't let nobody tell you you're crazy. They probably crazy. Okay? So growing up, mental health was never a big issue. We never really talk about mental health in my household. Mental health isn't a big issue in the black community to begin with. I feel like being a male and being black at the same time, I was taught to kind of hide my feelings, suppress my feelings, and don't say what I feel unless you're just happy about something. Like, don't show the bad, don't show that you're sad, don't show that you're down. And suppressing my feelings, I feel like you see it so much, and especially with me, suppressing your feelings cause other feelings. Suppressing your feelings cause you to do irrational / stupid things. For me, and like I said, for other people, for me especially, it was like, I became this toxic person, or no, that wasn't me. But some people become this toxic person. Some people turn to drugs. I did in a way. Like, marijuana is a drug. But yeah. Some people turn to alcohol. Some people turn to just being bad, you know, rather than be acting out in class or acting out in family, not respecting your parents or anybody else. Or some people just turn to suicide. You know, it just made me think about myself. It's just like, some people just turn to ending it all because they don't want to seem crazy, or they don't know how to talk about their emotions, or they don't know where to start. Like, where do you start? Especially if you're somebody who've never seen this before, or you've never seen anybody deal with this, or you don't know who to talk to, or when people look at you crazy, that's when you turn to suicide. What is mental health? How does it affect your life? I feel like the first way to prevent these things from happening is naming your battles, naming your demons, naming why this happens. You have to learn how to put name to things so you can treat them. Like, for me, it took a while for me to find my moods or find my triggers. And sometimes it wasn't just like a picture or a sound. Sometimes it was certain people. Sometimes it was certain environments. That's why you have to learn how to make sure that your environment is safe. Just try your best to make sure your environment is safe. And sometimes you can't get out of situations, or you kind of stuck in a situation, you can't make sure your environment is safe. Figure out an alternative, or figure out a different world to go in that doesn't cause you to harm yourself or harm others. Okay? A lot of my battles, or a lot of my mental health issues, come from trauma, and that caused like depression and anxiety. Started with trauma. I have a lot of trauma. I think really my trauma is like responses to certain events that happened in my life. Really like a lot of childhood trauma, like a lot of things that I've seen. I can't say like, oh, I shouldn't see those things, or those are like, it was a bad thing that I seen those things. Or like hurt those things or whatever, because I can't really control my past. I couldn't control the things that I went through when I was just a little child, when I was just supposed to be happy about playing with the toys, you know, being happy doing it. I can't control those things. I can only control now. But I learned that a lot of my trauma comes from my childhood trauma, going through certain things, going through certain events, and also bullying. I feel like me being the bully and me getting bullied, like I was both. I'm not gonna even lie, like I was on both sides. Me being the bully came from me just acting out, being bad. You know, it was towards certain people, towards a group of certain people, and just like laughing at people. And sometimes it was like affected on me. So sometimes it was like a triangle. You know, like somebody did it to me, so I did it to somebody else to relieve that anger. You know, it was just me being passive aggressive. It's a better term to use. And I'm learning like you can't be passive aggressive, because what did that get you? I've also noticed that another one of my battles is my depression. Ooh, I've been facing this for a while. Ooh, me and her, we looking back, I can realize that I kind of was going through it like a lot throughout my life. It took me a while for me to name what it was, because I didn't know what it was. I just seen it as me always wanting to be alone, me as always being sad, and feeling no one loves me, or feeling no one was there for me. I can really tell you that I really started to put a name to things, kind of starting my freshman / 8th grade year, really all the way to my 11th. But it really hit me the most my 10th and 11th grade year. Yeah, looking back. My depression wouldn't allow me to move or to wake up or do anything. Like sometimes, like more so on the weekends, I would just sit in my room all day. I had my parents buy me blackout curtains. And where my room was, there was like it was barely sunlight coming in. And I just didn't want to see the light. There was no light within me, so I thought, why see the light? First of all, it caused me just to chill and be alone. Sometimes it made me stay in bed all night. Stay in bed all day and all night and sleep all day. But sometimes it caused me to stay up all day. People like my cousins and my brother, my siblings, they call me a vampire, right? And not because I want to suck your blood, but because I don't sleep. Like, oof, the way that it translates, like, it just kind of went from me not sleeping, just not really like sleeping because of trauma. Like certain things, like I would not sleep because every time I go to sleep, I would have a dream, and it wouldn't be a good dream, it'd be a bad dream, and I would relive certain events, and I didn't know how to really control that growing up. Like, it was just certain things that caused that. It was just like trauma, you know? It was just PTSD. And then sometimes it was my depression that wouldn't allow me to sleep, and so I wouldn't sleep. I would be up all day, all night. So sometimes I would only get like an hour and a half sleep. I remember my 8th grade year. Like, 8th grade year is supposed to kind of be like the happiest year, right? But I don't know why for me, or I know why for me, it was so sad. But I don't know, like, especially towards the end of my 8th grade year, really, like, I wasn't sleeping. Like, I was only getting an hour and a half of sleep. I remember the whole third trimester, like, I was only getting an hour and a half of sleep every night. And I don't think anybody ever knows that. I used to just stay up. I remember the times I would go to sleep at like 5. No, not even 5. More like 6. And I have to be back up at 7:30 at the latest. My depression would allow me to sleep. It would make me be up all night thinking about the things that happened in my life, thinking about the things that I couldn't control, the things that just happened to me, the things that I've been put through. You know, like, now looking on them, it's like, damn, that shit sucks. But now looking on it, it kind of gives me a story to tell you guys, to learn, to tell y'all that, like the stuff y'all going through, or the things that I go through, you know, it's okay. Like, it's horrible that it happened to you. It's bad that it happened to you, but you can get through it. So yeah, it would just cause me not to eat a lot. It would cause me to eat a lot. So I can only think about food, and that those little stuff that happened in the past, things that people did to me, things that I did to myself, I wouldn't worry about. I just think about food. Like oranges, pizzas, tacos, spaghetti, what's next, you know? Excuse me. Another thing that I dealt with was my anxiety. I deal with social anxiety and regular anxiety. I feel like social anxiety is kind of more. I think that's why I talk to the camera so much in my phone and myself before I talk to another person. I think my anxiety, it comes from PTSD. Anxiety can come from PTSD, which is what I've read and learned. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psych major or whatever in college. But yeah, I have anxiety where some days I would get up and I can't move. And I'm just breathing heavily, faint, like, breathing like, like, oh my God, what's going on, and nothing's happening to me. I have social anxiety where the same thing will happen when I get around a group of people. Like I'll be like Summer Walker, you know that picture with Summer Walker, and she's like this. That will literally be me. Like, it's a mixture of me being shy and not having no one to talk to when I grew up. Like, not having anyone to talk to. Certain things, situations, I was like a kid, like, you know, I don't want anyone to really turn to. Also, my anxiety used to make me smoke a lot. Like, and it didn't help. I mean, like, it did, but it didn't. It helped, like, calm my nerves and stuff down, and sometimes, like, go into another dimension. Like, if you ever smoke weed, then you kind of know. But it didn't help because once that high was gone, it either caused me to smoke again if I was by myself, or it caused me to just think about everything and then go back into that pantic, like, breathing heavy kind of mode, you know? I don't know if you know, but if you know, you know. It was a lot in my life. It took me a moment, you just orange bitch, to focus on my mental health and what mental health was, and not me looking at myself crazy or wondering why I was going through the emotions I went through. I really didn't start questioning myself into about 10th, 11th grade. 10th grade, really about, 10th, 11th grade. Because 10th grade, I started noticing the things that I was doing in my past. Like, certain activities, like, oh, I loved it because it brought me joy at the time, but it really didn't bring me joy. Versus 11th grade, when I started learning a lot more about myself and what I love to do, you know. And I started, like, kind of trying new things and doing new things. And I'm still doing the same things, like YouTube. Like, it was different things, you know. But it just made me question why I felt like what I felt like. What caused my mental health issues? What caused the depression episode? Or it just like made me more aware or more focused on my mental health. I really realized it when I was sad a lot. I was alone and I felt like not loved. And I questioned myself, like, why did I feel not loved? And like, I have so many people around me. There's so many people who always loved me. And been there for me. I've noticed a lot of my demons when I stop just being busy, or just stop doing things to please others, or stop doing things to please myself and just take the time to focus on myself. Learn who I am. Learn what I like. Learn what I dislike. I learned to be myself. I learned to be who I enjoy being. I learned to do the things that I love doing, even when others told me that it wouldn't work. Like, maybe I wouldn't make no money from it. Maybe I wouldn't be happy from it. You know, what brought me joy is what brought me joy. You can tell other people, like, what you're doing, but sometimes when somebody talk down about you, or how you won't make no money from it, or how you won't be happy from it, or what it won't do for you, no one can tell but you. You have to focus on what you like doing, because your story is only your story. What you like doing is only what you like doing. What matters to you only matters to you. Yeah, other people can support you, but on any other day, they can turn your back. You got to be able to pick yourself up. You got to be able to stand on your own 10 toes before you can have somebody be behind you and be your spine. When focused on myself, it also made me talk about my emotions and learning how not to compress them. And not seeking approval from others. Don't seek approval from others. Sometimes I don't always talk to other people. Sometimes me talking and getting stuff off my chest is just to you guys. You know, turning on the camera. Sometimes it's me writing. I don't like to talk to other people sometimes, so I don't seem like a burden. I don't seem like I have to seek approval from them. Sometimes it's just me focusing on myself. Focusing on what I want to do, what I need to do. You gotta learn how to focus on yourself. You gotta learn how to accept the things you need to accept to move on. Accept what that person did to you. Accept what you've done to yourself to move on. Because you can want an apology. You can accept an apology from somebody, but that apology might not take away those memories. Might not take away that trauma that somebody did to you. Focus on yourself. Focus on what's important to you, what matters to you. I can tell you that over the years of me focusing on myself and focusing on what brings me joy and what brings me excitement has really changed my emotions. I can point out the difference between, my 11th grade, my junior year in high school versus now. I can tell you how much sadder I was, or how much more busier I made myself to fall out of my emotion, or how much I did certain things like smoke weed and did this and did that, versus now, like, I'm so much happier with what I do. I'm content with what I do. I really don't care what others think about me. I don't really care what other people say about me, because I know what my purpose is. I know what I'm doing. And if you're hating on me, that means that I'm doing something that you can't do. That means I'm living my life that you can't live. I'm being more happy. I'm talking more. I'm being more active. I'm doing the things that I love to do. I'm creating constantly, daily. Lastly, I want to talk to you guys about different ways of coping with your mental health, or like kind of how I cope with my mental health. For some people seeking help, honestly, I haven't really found the time to seek help. Like I said, I really don't also like talking to people, so it takes me a moment to open up and to actually tell, because I can just walk in somewhere and be like, yeah, I'm sad, but it will take me a moment to actually tell you what makes me sad, what makes me mad, and what makes me depressed. A lot of the coping mechanism I found is smoking weed, but smoking and meditating, oh my gosh, it's so good for you. It's good for me. Like, it makes me just think about all the good and let go of all the bad. I love meditating and just think about all my good and my bad, and just letting go of any anger. Another thing for me is just kind of focusing on my views and my value. What's important to me? What makes me happy? I have to focus on what makes me happy versus what makes me sad. You know, I can't worry about what other people do to me. You know, I can't worry about how can I make things better. Focus on the positivity. Focusing on the present. Don't dwell on the past. For me, that personally caused more like anger within myself. Like, life. I'm living life. I'm loving life. I'm growing every day. I'm so young. So young. I'm only 18. I have so much to learn and so much to grow just about myself and my mental, and I'm just focusing on me. What makes me happy? What makes me a better me? What else do I enjoy doing? Trying to find myself, trying to find excitement and enjoyment outside of YouTube, outside of taking pictures, outside of creating clothes. Mental health is real. Focus on yourself. Focus on what makes you happy. Focus on what are your triggers. Focus on naming your battles, naming your demons. Write them down. Put them on a piece of paper and take that paper to the wall. So every day you wake up, you be like, okay, I've worked on this, I need to work on this. I worked on that, I need to work on this. Focusing on the now. Don't worry about what somebody did to you back then. Don't worry about what you did to yourself back then. Don't worry about what somebody's going to do to you or what you're going to do yourself. Focus on what you can change. Control the controllables. You cannot control the uncontrollables. The uncontrollables are time, are other people. You can control yourself. You can control your actions. Think before you do. Pay attention to certain moods and behaviors. The way you treat yourself, the way you think, the way other people treat you. The things that other people say, the things that you say that are triggers. Okay, last thing, as everybody say, leave the toxic people and behavior alone. Let it go. It's okay. Breathe. Breathe. You got it. You're strong. You're powerful. You're beautiful. You're handsome. You're cute. Whoever's watching this. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I love you so much. Thank you for watching this video. If you start the conversation down below in the comment section about mental health. What do you battle with mental health? What are some of your coping mechanisms? How did you overcome, or how are you overcoming certain things? Because you never know. You might be able to help somebody else. So yeah, comment down below. Remember to subscribe because you're going to see me again. Trust me. Rather be another vlog, rather be another sit down video, rather be on Instagram. So follow me on there too. Subscribe and follow me. I'm everywhere. I'm going to be everywhere. You're going to see my face. Make sure y'all subscribe, like this video, follow me on Instagram, and as I always say, eat your fruit. No, I don't say that. But as I always say, remember to do more by saying less. Peace.
I came, I saw, I praise the Lord, then break the law. I take what's mine, then take some more. It rains, it pours, it rains, it pours.